a hell-level elite monster with 10,000 strength and physique and 6,000 agility. Those dragon spearmen have the sweeping spear skill. When those monsters saw Lin, they go to attack him with their spears. Lin gets serious after seeing their stats. He tells himself to focus. Lin thinks, so this is hell difficulty. The attributes of just one soldier already far surpass those of my skeletons, and even the super-enhanced elite monsters in large dungeons. It's about the same as a nightmare dungeon boss. The level 30 dragon spearman and the level 22 silver-grade skeleton warrior were facing each other. Both soldiers get into a fight. Dragon spearmen immediately use their sweeping spear skill, and the skeleton gets stunned because of that. Lin is surprised that the sweeping spear skill has a stun effect. Lin also can't bring them back into the summoning space after they've been stunned. When the skeleton warriors were stunned, dragon spearmen took this chance to kill 3 skeleton warriors. When Lin saw that skeleton warriors cannot take them one-on-one, he summons the silver-grade skeleton mage. He orders skeleton warriors to surround the spearmen and mages to get ready to fire. The skeleton mage makes a fireball in his hand, and skeleton warriors surround that dragon spearman. Lin says, no matter how high dragon spearmen's attributes are, it's nothing if they are outnumbered. Skeleton mage uses the fireball and burns those dragon spearmen to death. A system message comes that level 36 dragon spearmen are killed. Lin gets 600,000 experience points. Lin summons the skeleton armor, because now his skeleton warriors don't have a way to defend against the stun, so he has to be more careful. He can't let the dragon spearmen surround his soldiers, but with this difficulty, Lin smiles because, from the beginning, all the dungeons he's been to were too easy. He's finally found one that requires him to stay on guard. When Lin was going deeper, he saw that there were many dragon spearmen spying on them. Lin said, how agile. If that's the case, I'll use a few skeletons as bait and group them together before killing them in one shot. Some skeleton warriors go in front, and when they pass through where those dragon spearmen were hiding, the dragon spearmen come out to attack them from behind. Suddenly, the wind gets strong, and those skeleton warriors of Lin get stuck in a wind chain. Those were wind shackles. Lin is surprised because that's a mage skill. Lin looks around and sees that there are some dragon mages who are using the magic. Lin is surprised that the monsters here can actually use simple spells. It looks like they have some form of intelligence. Lin's 2 skeleton warriors were destroyed. Lin thinks, if I only had a few soldiers, losing these would have been tough on me. Too bad. But I have more than you think. Lin summons an army of skeleton warriors, and they charge at those dragon spearmen. Skeleton mages also get in the fight and use fire to attack those dragon spearmen. Dragon spearmen kill the skeleton warriors, but get killed by skeleton mages' attacks. Level 31. Dragon mage, which is a hell-level elite monster, attacks skeleton mages with a magic missile. Lin feels the attack on him. He immediately counterattacks with Soul Blaze. Lin says, they do have intelligence. They know they have to attack the skeleton mages first. But it's too late. Soul Blaze hits those dragon mages, and they die on the spot. Because Lin killed the level 31 dragon mage, he gets 620,000 experience points. When skeleton mages died, they dropped a dragon horn. Lin was surprised to see the dragon horn, and he said, dragon horn is one of the 4 materials that Mr. Bai wanted, but only one dropped after killing so many monsters. It looks like the drop rate is extremely low. Lin starts going deeper, saying, looks like I'll have to clear the dungeon a few more times to gather all the materials. He summons back the injured skeleton warriors into the summoning space. Lin reaches a ruins where many dragon warriors have gathered. Lin says, I'll continue killing with my previous method, but this time, I'll use corpse explosion. If not, I might really run out of skeleton warriors to use. Lin says, it's the first time being in a situation where I might run out of skeleton warriors. This is truly hell difficulty. A skeleton warrior lures out the dragon warriors. Then Lin uses slow curse on them. Dragon warriors get stuck in Lin's slow curse chain. Lin summons the skeleton mages and says, it's time to attack skeleton mages. On the other hand, Bai Shen gets back to Xia Academy where Wang Anwen was drinking tea. Wang Anwen pours tea for Bai Shen and asks him if he is done. Bai Shen sits down and says, yeah. Wang Anwen notices that Bai Shen has 1 less star on his badge. Wang Anwen says, looks like you're really serious about Lin. You even gave him the spiritual imprint in the Hall of Heroes. The 5-star Divine General is now a 4-star. Baishan says, "It's just merit. Lin's life is more important. Many geniuses of our human race have already died. If I can make sure that another doesn't die, I will do what's necessary." Baishan adds, "But I've given Lin a task to collect materials from the dragon race, so he has no choice but to go to the dragon frontline post. That can be a sort of training for him." Wang Anwen says, "The materials you need have a low drop rate for nightmare difficulty." Bai Shen laughs and says, "That's what I'm aiming for. I gave Lin a cooldown talisman, so he only needs to clear it 7 or 8 times. Wang Anwen says, "But the dragon frontline post dungeon has hell difficulty as well." Bai Shen gets worried when he hears that. He asks Wang if Lin wouldn't have chosen that, right? Bai Shen says, "I forgot about this. I should have reminded him earlier that the difficulty level of hell and nightmare is completely different." Wang Anwen tells him not to worry, and Lin could carry 39 people alone in the Tyrant Desert. Bai Shen gave him the spiritual imprint, so he can't die. At most, he'll just suffer a bit. Bai Shen says, "Have you ever thought about what if Lin really clears the hell difficulty dungeon?" Wang Anwen says, "If he does, then that's simply amazing." On the other hand, in the dungeon, Lin was killing the dragon mages, but he only got 2 dragon horns after killing about 20 dragon mages. Lin says, "My skeleton warriors are all heavily injured, but I've barely got through a third of this dungeon. This is quite tough. The monsters are strong, and they know how to combine their attacks. This is the level of a dungeon in hell difficulty." Now, Lin is curious to see how the boss will be. Lin uses corpse explosion and skeleton mages to kill the dragon mages, and he finally reaches a castle. On the castle walls, there were level 31 Dragon Archer Hell level elite monsters. Lin is surprised when he sees that Dragon Archer has crowd control skills. Lin says, "The dragon mages only drop the horns, so it looks like the remaining materials need to be obtained from different monsters separately." Lin points his fingers at the Dragon Archer and orders his skeleton warriors to go. But suddenly something attacked them, and a skeleton warrior besides Lin got destroyed. Lin is shocked that the skeleton warrior was killed before it could react. This was the first time when Lin gets nervous. He summons more skeleton warriors, and Lin says, "This is an unknown enemy, and it's extremely strong and fast." Lin wants to know what it is. When Lin reached the dragon castle, his skeleton warriors were suddenly attacked and got destroyed. Lin didn't even see anything, and the skeleton warriors were not able to respond to the attack. Lin noticed that all the attacks came from behind. He thought, "No matter what, I need to find a way to stop it. I can't let the attacks continue." Lin summoned the skeleton ice and wind mages since it was an invisible monster. Then Lin ordered the mages to cast spells that affect a large area. Skeleton mages use their ice spear and wind slash attacks to cover the whole area. Because of the wind, the monster's shadow appeared. It was a level 32 hell level elite dragon assassin. Just when the dragon assassin appeared, skeleton warriors killed it. When Lin saw their attributes, he was amazed. Those attributes were extreme, and they were using invisibility with fatal blows. Lin said, "With those attributes, no wonder they can kill my warriors in one shot." There were many dragon assassins, but now Lin was not scared because he knew their invisibility would be cancelled if they got attacked, and once revealed, their advantage would disappear. Now it was easy for Lin to kill those dragon assassins. When Lin's skeleton warriors killed a level 32 dragon assassin, he gained 640,000 experience points and obtained a dragon's heart. Lin was amazed to find out that this is the monster that drops the dragon's heart. Now he wondered where the blood essence and core would be. Suddenly, the dragon archers on the castle walls used arrow rain and binding, arrow skills, and shot countless arrows at Lin. Lin didn't get hit by any of the arrows as his skeleton armor got activated, but Lin thought of a great idea when he saw the archers. Lin's skeleton warriors threw dragon assassin corpses towards the castle, and Lin used the corpse explosion skill. The dragon archers were too shocked to see Lin throwing the dragon assassin corpses, and all the corpses exploded, killing the dragon archers. Lin gained 620,000 experience points and obtained dragon blood essence after killing the dragon assassins, and with that, Lin found out that the archers dropped the blood essence. Now the only one left is the core. While Lin's skeleton warriors were killing the remaining dragon, assassins and warriors, Lin went inside the castle to search for the boss monster. There was a huge dragon statue in front of Lin, which suddenly started cracking. Then the whole statue's outer surface fell on the ground. And from it, a level 33 hell-level leader, Sentry Post Guardian, came out. This was a huge monster with a face like a demon and a body like a dragon. The monster was level 33, 11 levels higher than Lin's skeletons, and it had 3 overpowered skills: Crowd Attack, Crowd Stun, and Buff Resistance. After seeing its attributes, Lin was a little nervous because those were terrifying attributes. It was a lot stronger than the Tyrant Desert Boss.